everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk. My name is John, and today here on the channel, we're going to be talking about 1990s Kindergarten Cop and its brand new Kino Lorber 4K. So Kindergarten Cop was directed by Ivan Reitman, stars Arnold Schwarzenegger in their second team-up after 1988's Twins, and until 1988, Arnold Schwarzenegger was really just known as this muscle-bound action star, the guy who was in Conan the Barbarian and Destroyer, the Terminator, Commando, and Predator.
Son of a bitch.
But he really showed his family-friendly side when he starred alongside Danny DeVito and really showed that Arnold Schwarzenegger charm and showed that he's just more than this muscle-bound freak. He really had a lot of charm to him, a lot of character, and he showed a little bit more of his acting chops. Arnold Schwarzenegger has never been accused of being a great actor, and even in 1990s Kindergarten Cop, you can't say that he's a great actor, but man, he is charming and draws your eyes to the screen. He plays John Kimball.
My name is John Plays.
But in this movie, he plays a cop, a stereotypical cop who works alone. He's got to get his guy. His father was a cop. His brother was a cop. His mother was married to a cop.
Do you think so?
So of course he had to be a cop, and he loves being a cop. That's all he lives for, to the point that he lost his marriage, he lost his son. But you know what? He's so concentrated on getting Colin Chris, played by Richard Tyson in this film, that when Richard Tyson decides, I have to go see my son, I have to get my son, which John Kimball mistakes for he wants to go get the money that it's believed that his ex-wife and now their son took with them where they disappeared. So at the very beginning of this movie, we see Chris actually kill a guy to try and get that information about where his ex-wife and son are. And that's it. Arnold thinks, I got him. That's it. He's going away forever. I got him on murder one. But of course, the witness doesn't want to cooperate. And Arnold Schwarzenegger and his new partner, Pamela Reed, of course, he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't take partners. But of course, him and Pamela Reed, the two of them have to head over to Oregon. Pamela Reed is going to go undercover as a kindergarten teacher because we know that Dominic, his original name was Colin Chris Jr., but him and his mother, they're hiding out in Oregon. Pamela Reed and Arnold Schwarzenegger have to figure out who she is, who he is before Chris was in the hood. She really just plays a flight stewardess in this, has nothing else to do, but you know, you realize that's Angela Bassett, so that's always really cool to see her pop up in this movie. And just a small, anyone can do this kind of role, but it's Angela Bassett right before she took off, so I always thought that was pretty cool. They land in Oregon, and unfortunately, Pamela Reed's character gets sick, and she can't do it, and we have to send in Arnold Schwarzenegger to be these kids' kindergarten teacher without any training whatsoever, and then, of course, hijinks ensue. We get to see Arnold Schwarzenegger not being able to handle these kids. He doesn't like kids. He's a cop. So, of course, he's just like, what the hell? I can't do this. I've been able to put away murderers for life, but I cannot handle these. And growing up, I just absolutely loved this movie. I thought it was hysterical. All the lines that the kids say are just so funny. It is not a tumor. The one kid with all the lunches.
Are these all your lunches? You mean you eat other people's lunches? Stop it!
And everything like that. It's all just so funny. But the movie itself is very heartwarming. Linda Hunt, who plays the principal of this elementary school, she is awesome in this movie. You really can tell that she cares about these kids. Even though Arnold Schwarzenegger has a job to do, she's like, I'm not going to let you put any of these kids in danger. But she lets things play out. And as the film goes on, Arnold Schwarzenegger learns to love these kids. And he actually learns a little bit more about himself as a human being. He actually learns to appreciate life a little bit more. So as much as he's trying to teach these kids, the kids are teaching him. And actually, there's a really funny aspect in this movie that I never noticed before. At the very beginning of this movie, we have a fire drill, and all the kids come outside, and the worst ones are the kindergarten kids. But later in the movie, where there is an actual fire, the only people who are organized are the kindergarten class, showing the arc of Arnold Schwarzenegger's character and how he's whipped these kids into shape.
Our muscles.
He learns to love them as much as they learn to love him. And of course, this movie builds up to a happy ending. I'm not going to ruin it for you guys, but I mean, this is an early 90s family film. Even though it is rated PG-13, that was just something they were doing in the late 80s and 90s. They kind of made family films have a crime subplot to them. If you look at Three Men and a Baby, I mean, you think it's just three guys raising a kid, but there's also a cocaine subplot in there, which is really strange. So in this movie, it's also like that. Yes, the kindergarten aspect is blending very well with the crime aspect of this film, and I think it blends perfectly. But I didn't know when I was a kid that this movie was rated PG-13. The first time I saw this movie, I think I was in kindergarten. I related to the kindergarten kids, and then just learned to love Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think that Kindergarten Cop Twins, as much as the Terminator, are just as important to my love for Arnold Schwarzenegger as anything else. It just really showed that he has somewhat range. Obviously, no one's going to ever accuse Arnold Schwarzenegger of being a great actor, but what he does bring to the table is that charm and the willingness to do anything. I mean, we put him in a straw hat in here. He's playing the little little guitar for all the kids. Just shows he's game for anything. Most people say that working with Arnold Schwarzenegger is a lot of fun, so I imagine everybody had a great time on the set making this movie with him, and it really shows on screen. I really enjoy it. It's got that 90s score. You know what I'm talking about, the one that just feels like it was in every single 90s movie that was a little bit lighthearted and upbeat.
Kindergarten Cop.
It's in this movie as well, but it fits this kind of film perfectly. And like I said, it is a great movie that builds up to a really good, happy ending. And I really do appreciate that for this type of film. And Ivan Reitman, at this point, he had made 1988's Twins, 1989's Ghostbusters 2, and then in 1990, he made Kindergarten Cop. Not a bad run of films, in my opinion. Oh, I enjoy all three of these, but to me, Twins is still the best of them, but Kindergarten Cop is right on its tail. Although I go back and forth. Sometimes I like Kindergarten Cop more, and it really is a great film. So if by chance you haven't seen Kindergarten Cop and you've only seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger action movies, definitely try this one out. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
My dad doesn't live with us anymore. He lives in New York and drives a taxi. My mom hopes he's gonna die real soon.
And now the reason we've all gathered here today is for this brand new Kino Lorber 4K Blu-ray that came out on January 23rd, 2024. Now, I did pre-order this from Kino Lorber, but it didn't actually get to me until a couple days ago, so that's why it's a little bit late on the review, but I did finally get it, and man, I was so excited. Like I said, I love Kindergarten Cop, and I couldn't wait to see it on 4K Blu-ray. I was actually comparing this 4K Blu-ray to its 10 years earlier 2014 Blu-ray release, so this 4K Blu-ray has really nice packaging on it, you know, standard Kino Lorber stuff, but I do like that, you know, we put the entire Kindergarten Cop poster on the front while also maintaining, you know, the base black design of all Kino Lorbers, which I do appreciate. Kino Lorber, their designs are a little bit plain, but when you do put them on a shelf all together, I like the uniform look of it, so I do appreciate them leaning into what they do. You come inside, same thing underneath. This sleeve itself is not reversible, so this is what it is. You come inside, you get one Blu-ray disc, one 4K Blu-ray disc, again with the individual art design of Kino Lorber, so they keep their design standard, so every single Kino Lorber disc you get does look like this, whether it be on Blu-ray or 4K Blu-ray, and I can appreciate that. Yes, it's a little bit plain, but I appreciate the uniform look of it all. And when you compare the Blu-ray that's in there to the Blu-ray that came out previously, the previous Blu-ray only had a DTS HD 2.0 mono track on it, while with the Blu-ray and 4K in here, you get a DTS HD 5.1, but you also get that previously released 2.0. And the only extras that you're going to be getting, and this is the biggest negative of this release, is that you only get 2 audio commentary tracks. Now, they're both new audio commentary tracks, but they're only with film historians, which I can really appreciate as somebody who kind of prides themselves on eventually becoming a full-blown film historian. I would love to do that myself, but it would have been really nice to have that commentary track done by maybe people in the movie. Obviously, Ivan Reitman has since passed away, so we're not going to get one with him, but I'm very surprised there wasn't a previously recorded audio commentary track. Even that previously released Blu-ray didn't have anything on it. But a movie like this that I thought was considered a classic, we don't even have any documentary on here, no looking backs, nothing, no new interviews, nobody who worked on the film, nothing. All we get are those 2 audio commentary tracks, and they fill up the extras menu like there's so much on here, but really we get those 2 audio commentary tracks and then just a list of trailers. That's one thing about Kino Lorber that's always bothered me, is that they try and make this list look like it's full with so many different extras, but you're just putting trailers on there. It's 2024 Kino. If anyone wants to watch a movie trailer, there's no other way that they're going to be able to watch the 3 Days at the Condor trailer unless it's on this 4K Blu-ray. I don't believe that. I think they can just head over to YouTube. So filling it up with trailers just to make it look full, I really don't like that practice. I get it. You're trying to mislead people a little bit and make it seem like there's more here than what they're actually getting. And that's very disappointing because the price of this is about $26 brand new. So that audio and visual upgrade better be huge. And when you just look at the Blu-ray in here, the Blu-ray compared to the 2014 Blu-ray, it's a noticeable jump, but it's not the biggest jump in the world. Really, where you get that really big jump is when you go from those Blu-rays to the new 4K Blu-ray, and you get a new DTS HD 5.1 track, which is really good. It's mixed pretty damn well, much better than the 2.0 track. Nothing sounds like it's being distorted at all. The score to this film, like I said, it's a very 90s family-friendly type of score that you've heard in so many different films throughout the 90s, and it works great for this type of film, and I really enjoy that. And you know what? It does, using the 5 channels to the best that they possibly could, I imagine, for this film, but it's nothing that's gonna blow you away. I wasn't watching this movie going, wow, this is an amazing audio track. No, I just thought it was mixed very well. You could set the volume at whatever you want. There was a good amount of bass when it was needed, but it wasn't something that just knocked my socks off. And honestly, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that for this type of film. Yes, there's some action in this movie. There's a couple little shootouts, nothing too crazy. But for the most part, it's a dialogue-heavy film with a good score that's playing underneath a lot of scenes that kind of, makes you feel good inside. And I can appreciate that. So the DTS HD 5.1 is pretty good, but it's just nothing great. But what is great are these visuals. I mean, the jump from that Blu-ray to the 4K Blu-ray, when you get HDR10 and Dolby Vision, it is gorgeous. I'm talking 10 out of 10 visuals here, to the point where I was looking at stuff that I had never even noticed before. When you look at the previous Blu-ray from 2014, the colors look kind of faded, even in the opening credits, where there's a lot of color in the opening credits. They kind of make it look like a crayon underlining things. And, that stuff kind of looked faded. And even on the Blu-ray, the new Blu-ray, it looks better. It's definitely handling film grain a lot better. But the actual new Blu-ray, even though it has that new scan on it, you're really not getting the most out of that new scan until you get to the 4K Blu-ray. That's where you finally see the colors pop off the screen. You're really seeing that dynamic range in colors. You're hitting the deep blacks, but really, it's the color that stands out. The colors all look so bold and full now. In the kindergarten classroom, there's a lot of red, and that red used to look like almost like burgundy or maroon, but now it looks full and almost bright. Just stands out to you. Same thing when they go to the hotel that they're staying at. That's kind of got like a maroon color to the exteriors of this hotels, and it never stood out to me, but it does now. It just pops off your screen. Again, there's certain scenes that are in the rain. It handles all that amazingly. One of the last scenes in the movie is dealing with a fire and a lot of smoke, and that kind of could look a little bit ugly on the previous Blu-rays. Not anymore. I mean, you're even looking at the floors of the elementary school and going, wow, they waxed that really good, because it just looks that good on 4K Blu-ray that your eyes are just getting drawn to little things that have never been drawn to before. Pamela Reed's red hair sticks out so much, to the point I was going, wow, Pamela Reed was really cute in the early 1990s. She was great in this, and then she obviously was great in Junior. I really do always enjoy her. I wish she got more work. I always enjoy her, but I'm going on a little bit of a tangent here. She's great in Parks and Rec as well, but I always enjoy her, and she's got a lot of charm in this movie. But man, I was looking at her, I'm like, wow, she was really cute in the early 90s, and I never noticed how well she looked until this beautiful 4K Blu-ray was doing her justice. It also does Arnold justice, by the way. Earlier in this movie, Arnold's got this messy hair. He's got this 5 o'clock shadow, trying to sell to us that all he really cares about is the job. He can't really take care of himself. He eats bad Chinese food, the whole deal. But it looks great in 4K Blu-ray, so I cannot sell these visuals short. They are absolutely stunning. 10 out of 10 visuals. I just wish that the extras, the audio, even though it's Kino Lorber standard packaging, it would have been cool to get a steelbook of this or something that was really leaning into custom artwork. I would have really liked that a little bit more just for this type of film. But you know what? We did get this big visual upgrade, so it's kind of hard for me to fully complain, but I also don't know if this is worth getting at full price. It's really going to come down to, how do you feel? Are you a huge Kindergarten Cop fan like I am? As much as I'm a huge Kindergarten Cop fan, if I wasn't reviewing this movie here for the channel, I probably would have waited for a Kino Lorber sale, because you're only going to be getting that visual and audio upgrade, and the audio upgrade isn't something that's going to blow you away. So really the only thing that's blowing you away is the visuals, and you can wait for that until the list goes on sale when it drops down to about 20 bucks. I think $20 and under is the perfect sweet spot, because they really did put so much effort into making this film look better than it's ever looked, better than I ever imagined it could look. So those visuals really do stand out in the crowd. I just wish that everything else did. So if I was going to give this 4K Blu-ray a score of 1 to 10, I really still can't go above an 8 out of 10 just because we get something that's stunning. I just wish that everything else had matched those stunning visuals. But overall, it is still a great 4K Blu-ray that I don't think you'll be disappointed with, especially if you are a fan of Kindergarten Cop. But anyway, guys, it's also Monday, and that means it's time for our digital code giveaway. That is right, Past John. It's Monday, and that means it's time for our digital code giveaway. In every single video we do on Friday, we ask you guys 2 digital code giveaway questions. All you have to do is answer one of those in the comment section below, and as long as you did that, you came back to this video, the video we do every single Monday. We put your name on a magic wheel, we spin that wheel 2 times, the 2 names it lands on, they have their choice of the digital codes that you've seen on your screen before you today. And I asked you guys, what was your favorite John Carpenter movie, and what was your favorite sci-fi horror film? A genre that John Carpenter just loves to make films in. For the most part, John Carpenter made genre films, they combined a lot of action, horror, sci-fi, sci-fi. He never really made the straightforward genre. Even Starman, which is probably his most mainstream film, actually got Jeff Bridges an Academy Award nomination for that film. Even that movie still is a genre film. So John Carpenter knew the kind of movies he liked to make, and they connected with a certain audience. It just took a very long time for him to get appreciated. And many of you guys picked either Halloween or The Thing, and I agree with that. Those are definitely his two best films, although I'd put They Live and Escape from New York right on their coattails. But of course, The Thing and Halloween, they're two very special horror films, especially Halloween. Halloween is a very important horror film. Without that film, we wouldn't even have the 80s slasher boom. That really took slasher films to the mainstream, and that film itself is still, to this very day, a masterpiece. So whatever films you guys picked, I really did appreciate it. I really appreciate everybody entering into this week's digital code giveaway. And without further ado, let's spin this wheel 2 times. First wheel spin coming up.
Whoa, taking the elevator, going up. Got a lot of ground to cover, and I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top, keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up, I'm coming up.
George T. George, gonna remove you? Spin again.
Whoa, taking the elevator, going up. Got a lot of ground to cover, and I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top, keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up, I'm coming up.
And there you have it, George T. and Andrew Gigi. Both of you guys have been entering the giveaway for a very long time, at least since 2022. I think you guys have both won before, but I'm not 100% sure of that, so if you haven't, reach out to me at my email address, letstalkentmt@gmail.com, or you could always direct message me on Instagram, Facebook, the artist formerly known as Twitter. Let me know which of those digital codes you want. As long as the other winner didn't take that code before you did, that digital code is all yours. And if you entered this week's digital code giveaway and you didn't see your name on the magic wheel, then you also earned yourself a digital code, because it's not your fault that your name didn't end up on the magic wheel, so you shouldn't be punished for it. So you got yourself a digital code as well, and it's the same thing. Just reach out to me either on Facebook, Instagram, the artist formerly known as Twitter, or my email address, and we'll send a digital code your way as well. And thank you guys all so much for entering. We will be doing this every single Friday, so if you didn't win this week, don't forget to come back to this Friday's video where we'll do it all over again. And if you want to continue to support Let's Talk, the best way to support Let's Talk is just by simply liking this video, sharing this video, turning notifications on. And if you want to take your love for Let's Talk to the next level and become a channel membership, you can do that like our producers Jason Martin, John Doe Juggalo, and Mr. Smelly Potato, or you can even become a channel director like Frank's Media and Reviews, who also has a YouTube channel you guys should all check out as well, especially if you're a fan of physical media. Frank is one of the best guys out there. Definitely check his channel out as well. But if you got no money to throw our way, guys, don't worry about it. No stress at all. We just really appreciate you guys checking out this video, and we really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, why don't you get out in those streets, tell your friends about us, and then after you're done doing all of that, we'll be seeing you around.